Okay, so the story of Nasty C and DJ Speedsta, a story about support turning into frustration, friendships being tested by the industry, and how unspoken debts can live longer than any contract. I want to speak about how misunderstanding created tension and how after everything, they still found their way back to a natural respect. Okay, so let's break it down properly. Let's talk about it, right? So the come up for Nasty C, a kid from Durban, sharpening his craft. He was producing his own beats, recording himself, engineering his own mixes, right? So DJ Speedsta at the time was becoming one of the most influential radio and club DJs in South African hip hop. He had the platforms, the shows, the industry access, and most importantly, he had the ears of the culture. Speedsta was the guy you could, he could kind of break your song on the radio. If he played your track, it meant something. So naturally, when Nasty C's track Juice Back started bubbling underground, it needed that one person to put a spotlight on it.
I was the first person to play Juice Back on the radio. Capital sent me a message the one day he was in Durban. He's like, yo, I heard the song in Durban. You have to play it on the radio. He sent me Juice Back. I listened to it. I was like, yes, I have to play on the radio.
You didn't even know who Nasty is at the time?
I didn't know. I just heard the song. I just played the song on the radio. And that's where everyone heard it because then YFM playlisted.
Okay, so this is where the roots of the relationship, I would say, kind of begin in the mainstream. Speedsta was the first major DJ to play a Juice Back on radio. Not after it blew up, but before. He heard the talent early, and this mattered because at that time, radio playlists were heavily gatekept. New artists didn't just slide into rotation. Someone had to vouch for you. Someone had to say, nah, listen to this kid. And Speedsta did that. Nasty C's name started leaving Durban conversations and entering the national hip-hop space. Okay, so now let's talk about the Bamm situation. And, this is probably a favor that didn't land. So before this whole situation when Nasty C was on the come up, here's where things get interesting, right? Nasty C had a track that he thought Speedsta could run with, right? A track that he thought could live in the clubs, radio, playlists, everything Speedsta was actually known for. So this track was later known as Bamm. Nasty C offered the song to Speedsta first, like, bro, take this, run with it, it's yours. But Speedsta didn't take it, not because he didn't rate the song, but because he was in a different creative direction. The timing didn't match his project plans. He wasn't trying to be tied to, someone else's creative momentum. And to Speedsta, it wasn't personal, but to Nasty C, it might have felt like, damn, I tried to show you love, and it didn't land, yada, yada, so... The song later came out without Speedsta and very successfully, and that moment planted a seed of sort of like unspoken tension, I guess, and Speedsta made comments implying that the song had originally been his. The phrasing wasn't even the issue, but the tone was. It sounded like Nasty C switched up to the public, and this became fuel. To Nasty C, who was quiet about most beefs actually, this was one of the first few times he responded with clear irritation because from his perspective, he tried to pay love forward. He tried to share opportunity. He didn't owe anyone anything, but he still gave him something.
What happened was in the lockdown, when it started, they started doing those battles. Remember the battles that happened in producers and artists?
Oh, yes.
So what happened was there was a DJ battle, myself versus DJ Dimples, our catalogs.
Hey, it was on Instagram Live, ne?
Yeah. And then in the battle, Dimples played Bozonke. Dimples played Bozonke. So everyone was like, huh? The fuck? What? So Dimples explains like, no, I was like, we're supposed to be my song. And then Ricky used the... Look, it was
supposed to be his song.
Yeah, I was giving the guy the benefit of the doubt, my nigga. But it was weird, What? Even the comment like I had. So I think it's tricky, yeah. So, cool, whatever. So I got on the podcast and I say, no, man, fuck. It happens,
Yeah.
The same way Nasty C's Bamm Bamm was mine. And I said, no, you can keep it. Then he came back on the socials like, fuck you, cap, what?
Yeah.
Then I was like, what? Fuck me, fuck you, man.
He owes Speedsta. I don't want you guys to, take that literally, right? But let's talk about the early exposure. the radio support before mainstream believed in Nasty C, a voice when he was still just a rumor. Speedsta owing Nasty C something too. It's like respect for acknowledging the favor openly, understanding that artists evolve, acceptance that Nasty didn't forget him. What they owe each other is not music, not money, not songs. They just owe each other recognition. You know what I'm saying?
Well, then most recently, there was a thing with DJ Speedsta.
Yeah, that's also out there some petty shit.
All right, so I guess it was over a song called Bamm Bamm? or Bamm Bamm? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Yeah, so Bamm Bamm.
All right, so I guess there's a song called Bamm Bamm, and I don't know, both people were claiming credit for it or something like that?
No, what he did was, I don't even know how that conversation started, but he was doing a little podcast or whatever, and he said that Bamm Bamm was his song, and he gave it to me, and sometimes you just have to do that for artists, you know, because they need it and whatever. And I was just like, what the fuck are you talking about? I made that beat, I recorded the hook, and I sent it to you because we had another song that we were supposed to drop, and I didn't like it. So I was like, yo, let's do something a little more trappy, something that people can play in the club, and let's drop this. And he slept on it, so I took it back, and I finished it, and I dropped it.
To all my fans, this is about to be a rocky road. Yeah. Hang on tight, LOL. The haters are not taking no breaks. I got them fucked up, LOL. You talking about Speedsta?
I'm talking about all of them.
Yeah.
Over time, the tension actually did fade. They didn't sit down on camera and negotiate feelings. They just let growth happen. They crossed paths, worked again, they laughed again, because both of them realized something important, right? The industry moves, the moment was temporary, but the story is permanent, right? And they didn't need to be best friends. They just needed to respect the history, and they do. So when we talk about Nasty C and Speedsta, we're not talking about beef. We're talking about two careers that helped shape each other at key moments. And one gave a platform, one tried to give opportunity back. They misunderstood each other and eventually understood each other again. You know, the MSP song dropped, it's fire. And this is hip hop, this is growth, this is legacy. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know which story you want to hear next. Peace.
I'm staying 10 toes, getting rid of foes. The spiky cake is candido. Abageni, they don't know. I'm embodying a goat. This the kind of shit I write to body niggas in my notes. You taking notes? Fede bazo tova na my coats. Bazo piggy sign and ask if Brando better than Demar. Look, the throne is home. I'm feeling home alone. I'm Calvin McAllister. They the sticky bandits. Trying to take whatever's mine. How you think I let them have it? It's a very serious mad. I'm giving rappers depression, my dog. It ain't they pen after all. Why you think they sketchy or not? The devil's outfit I'm wearing can be God at the mall. Not at all, this too different, little nigga. This a different breed. Ishugi lege lynch on my nigga. See how a king acts. Man, you rappers won't last. They 3K and outcast. My DMs like umwabo boy, clears it on my cake. I'm the type to search for beef and fit to not get tail. I'm trying to be the prodigy. Eyale out to shy said it.